Hi lovelies, it's Jo from Angels and Ancestors. I've had a right old time with all electronic stuff. My camera's not working properly, and I've resorted to using my phone. However, I don't know what the sound is like. I haven't got a clue. I really do suffer badly when Mercury is in retrograde, and this end bit where we're coming out of it, there's some leftover reverses, and it just affects me so badly, and I should really learn not to do anything like this when Mercury isn't going direct. So I'm really pleased that over the next few days that things are going to ease up. Right, I'm really sorry that I haven't got everything out this week. The weekly reading went to pot. I recorded it and it kept turning off. The monthly reading, I recorded that, and that was in 3 pieces, so I kind of gave up on that. And then I was going to do a August baby reading, so anybody who was born in August would have had a reading of their own. So I'm going to still do that, but I don't know how quickly I'm going to get this out and how much my phone will take at any one given time. So you're just going to have to bear with me, and at the uploads as well. So when I did the layout yesterday for the monthly, and that's what I'm going to start with. I'm not going to start with the weekly, I'm going to start with the monthly. I did a pre-shuffle, and in the pre-shuffle, and I'm going to tell you about this because I thought it was so important. In the pre-shuffle you had the Tower and you had the 5 of Cups, and I clearly got that somebody was purposefully throwing something away, throwing away an issue or a relationship. They were throwing it away. There was determination behind it. And then during the reading, in the past situation, the Queen of Cups turned up, and as I laid her down, she laid down underneath the 2 pre-shuffle cards, and I was quite concerned that some of you out there are dealing with somebody, particularly a woman, who comes to you with a cup and offers you a cup of help, of love, of sincerement, but in actual fact she has either purposely thrown your friendship away or your relationship away, or you are going to have to purposely throw it away, because either there's been a disaster around both of you or she has caused a disaster. And I'm saying it's a woman because I got that feeling, I got that message that this woman was no good. This woman was doing you no good. It was not worth your time and your effort to try and salvage this friendship or this relationship. So that's what the pre-shuffle was. We're going to have a bash at doing the whole reading, and as you know, I use an array of cards. My favourite for the main reading is the Greenwich Tarot, which is this one. So we're going to ask for a current situation, followed by the challenge, foundation, going into the past, thoughts and feelings, and a future card, and then we will get into the other decks. Now, before I get into the other decks, just want you to be aware that this is a general reading for the collective. I don't do zodiac signs. I try very hard to make it intuitive, but sometimes the spirits are a little bit, I'm not getting involved with this, you're doing well on your own, or you're not doing so well on your own. So if messages come to me, I will let you know. So the other decks that I use, I will introduce them as we're going, but I've got one that I've just fallen in love with. I've just got it. It's called Dreams of Gaia, and I use another Gaia deck. But this Dreams of Gaia, I just love it, and I've just slung everything everywhere. The Dreams of Gaia is a completely different kind of tarot. The minor arcana. The minor arcana is air, earth, fire and water instead of the traditional stuff. And the major arcana have got very different meanings. So I'm still learning. So when we get to the end and I pull a few cards out of that thing, it's because that deck, it's because I'm learning how to use it, and I will need to use the book. So you will be seeing me with this book. And on the back of this book it says that the deck is to seek, to feel, to grow, to heal. So we will be using that at some point. And those are not going to stand up now. I've pulled it about. So let's ask, can we have a challenge card for the collective for the month of August 2019, please? Can we have a challenge card for the collective? Thank you. Oh, there's 2 challenges. Okay. And can we have a foundation card, please, for the collective for August 2019? I'm not taking that many. I have a foundation card, please, for the collective for August 2019. Thank you. And can I have a card for the past? Thank you. And a card for thoughts and feelings. Yes, I know it's for the collective, but that many is impossible to read. Thoughts and feelings, just 1 or 2 will do. Thoughts and feelings for the collective, and this is where the deck goes flying out of my hands again. Okay, so thoughts and feelings, it looks like there's quite a few mixed thoughts and feelings. Okay, so card for the future, please. Okay, for that one. Oh, very nice. Okay, so your current situation is the Queen of Pentacles. Now, this particular Queen is sitting there looking out over her kingdom. She is very successful. She's made her money, and she then offers advice and help around things that she knows, business, how to bring a family together, property, building stuff, how to build your world around you. She is very content, and when she is sitting so comfortably and looking out over her kingdom, she's looking out with pride, that she is proud of what's going on around her, what she's achieving, and this can be a male or a female. So the current position, I feel, is that a lot of you are very content at the moment with how things are going. You're quite sincerely looking out and thinking, you know, this at the moment is okay. Could be better, but it's okay. The bills are getting paid, which there's a lot to be said for that. You've also got the Dove of Peace above her as well, which would suggest that there is an element of spirituality going on around the current situation. And I got this really strongly yesterday, that spiritually you are now in a comfortable place, or you are striving to get to that comfortable place. So the challenges that I've got is I've got the Ace of Pentacles, which is usually a card that will indicate a new beginning, but there may be a challenge around this new beginning, and the challenge could be that you're thinking of starting up a business, and that's where this lady's come in. And it could be a business on the land, it could be building business, it could be to do with plants, it's just any business at all. But because it's in the challenge position, it could be that you're having difficulties getting that off the ground. Now also at the same time, you have another challenge, which is the Ten of Chalices. Now normally this is a completion, this is a wish fulfillment, it is a happy family. But as a challenge, I feel that some of you may be finding family life a little bit fraught or difficult at the moment. And it may be that you need to pull things back in line around your family situation. It may be that you're spending so many hours trying to have a new business for your family, that you're finding it really difficult to spend quality time with each other. So make sure, your challenge I think for this one is going to be, make sure you're spending quality time with your partner and with your family. Do not neglect them, because although this is wonderful and this will set everybody up for life and it will mean a lot more freedom for everybody, do not neglect in the setting up of this what's important. So your foundation, you've got another Queen. You've got the Queen of Athames. Now the Queen of Athames for me is a lady who's sitting there and she's pruning. And she's one of these that if it doesn't work, get rid of it. If it doesn't work, prune it away. Let's see what works underneath. And she's also a messenger, and she brings messages, but from a cutting point of view. It's kind of like she's very stern in her delivery. Now this is in your foundation part, and it may be that part of your foundation is that you have to be this cutting, you have to be quite brutal in your dealing with people and issues and what is going on around you. However, if you are thinking of this business, this foundation card needs to soften. I'm not saying get rid of it, because it's stood you in good stead over the years, but she really does need to soften the messages. She really does need to prune back less harshly. So going into your past is the Nine of Pentacles, which again is nearly at the completion of the Ten of Pentacles, which again would be celebrations, happy families and everything. And this seems to be moving away from that. And I get the feeling that some of you are really going through difficult times with your family. You're going through monetary problems. This is going to ease through August. This is going to... there's going to be a way shown in August that's going to let this money worry that is possibly to do with the starting of the business is going to pass through. But passing through with that as well, maybe there are going to be family members that are just going to be on the sidelines for a while. I just get the feeling that not all is well within your household, and it really does need sorting out, otherwise it will pass through and you will be in a situation where your family is being dispersed. So you really do need to pull this back in and spend more time with each other to bring you back to the nine and bring it back into your general reading. So in your thoughts and feelings, In your thoughts, you want this cup. This cup, this night is bringing you. It's a message. It's a message of love. It's a message of help. It's a message of wish fulfillment. Now, there's going to be some of you out there that are just wishing for this and you're trying to manifest it. But you need to get it out of your head and into your reading, into your future reading. It's all very well having cups, but it's learning how to enjoy those cups and accepting them, maybe from people that you weren't expecting it from. You have got the Seven of Chalices. Now, the Seven of Chalices is quite a magical card. It's got 7 cups up the right way. There's a fairy, there's a butterfly. She's holding on to a bag of some sort that may have some things, some magic dust or money or something in it. But the Seven of Cups is telling us that you've got choices to make. You've got some choices to make. And at the moment, those choices are in your head. And I feel that this is around business because of the next card. So you need to get the Knight of Chalices into your life. If that's what you want, if you want a new relationship, if you want a new business partnership, if you want help from somebody, you need to be accepting of that. And with the Seven of Chalices, those choices are there. Some cups are bigger than others, but the choice has to be made. And don't go back on that choice once you've made it. The next card in your thoughts and feelings is the King of Wands. Now, he's a very content gentleman. And what I'm getting is he was a businessman and he was very good at what he did. And he's now retired, but he offers help to those who wish to move forward with an idea. He is a great believer in being a creator of something. So if you have a niche in the market that isn't fulfilled, he's your man and he is around you. You do think of him, but you are not accepting or you are not asking for the help that you need to get this all moving in the month of August. So for the month of August, for the future, and I usually say that this is either 3 to 6 weeks or 3 to 6 months, you have the Ace of Wands, which is new beginnings. It is the sunshine and it's ripening the cherries, which are a very spiritual fruit, and there's a bird in flight, and it's telling you that what you want, how you cast this spell, is there for the taking. You can manifest this and bring this into your life. It is there for you. You just need to make sure that you have got all your T's crossed and all your I's dotted, and just allow this to happen. Go with the flow. Go with the changes, the winds of change, and let the new beginnings come in. Let what's happening around you be put to bed and at peace, and let this new life that you want come in without neglecting the other important things in your life. So we're going to move on to the Archangel deck, which is this one here. Now, I use this to ask the angels for advice. Have some advice about the reading for the collective for August 2019, please. Have some advice from the archangels, okay, for this reading for August 2019 for the collective. Okay, just the one card, and what you've got is Archangel Raphael and the Lovers. So it's this card here, and it says, Make choices from the heart, deeply emotional commitments, and the power of love. So it is saying your commitments and your choices need to be around those that you love. It doesn't necessarily mean lovers, it can mean family, it can mean friends, it can mean a business partnership, but it's a partnership, and it's going to be a good partnership. And I think that that is what it's telling you about the creation of this business and the new way of being later on once this is all sorted. Don't let your heart, I've just heard that. Don't let your heart overrule, don't let your head overrule your heart. Don't let your head overrule your heart. So if it's your desire, go after it. So we're now going to go to the Gaia cards and ask Gaia for some guidance around this reading for the collective for the month of August 2019. Can I have some guidance from Gaia, please, around the reading for the collective for August 2019, please? Okay. Anything else for the collective? Thank you. Okay, so the first card that came out was Liberation. Again, you've got the dove. The dove is very spiritual. And it says breaking free from the negative attachment. So I'm just wondering about what's going into your past, whether this attachment of your family has been quite a negative one and is stopping you from moving forward. But throughout the month of August, the Liberation card is there for you. You've also been given the Ocean of Eternal Love, and this card is saying healing, creativity and fertility. Now when I see this card, it's got the moon in it, and the moon for me a lot of the times means illumination of something. Something is uncovered, and in this particular card it may be that some of you need to heal, some of you need to become creative, and some of you will be fertile. So the other one that came out was the Hidden Gift, which is this one, and he's quite sullen in this one. And it says sadness, an ending and a new beginning. So this card going into your past with the family may be indicating that there is going to be a breakup within your family. However, there is a new beginning. There's loads of new beginnings for you. And sometimes, I've just heard, sometimes people break up and realise they can't live without each other, and they get back together. So kind of hold on to working around your family and making sure they're getting the best of you and not just a bit of you, but keep the hidden gift in mind as well. So we're going to ask the other angel deck, which is this one, if they've got anything to add to the reading for the collective for August 2019. Have the angels got anything to add to the reading for the collective for 2019? Is there anything else to add? Thank you. So the first one I picked was because it just felt like it wanted to come out, and it's awareness, and it's awareness of the universe and how it's working for you. It's awareness of the planetary shifts, and goodness, I know about the planetary shifts, especially when Mercury is in retrograde. I absolutely do not do well under Mercury in retrograde, and I don't do well until it's been going direct for for a few, maybe 3 or 4 days, because you have that piece where it kind of just starts to go direct, but it's not fully direct. So if anybody else is feeling like that, you will be aware of this at the moment. You'll also be aware that we are still being affected by the eclipses that we had, the lunar and the solar eclipse that happened in July. We are still being affected by that as well. And it seems to be that people are now dealing with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 problems all at once, rather than 1 or 2 that would normally come along in life. So my heart is there for you, because being aware of it isn't a solution, is it? So we have then got the energy card. So the angels are saying the energy is there, the spiritual energy that you need to recharge your batteries to get you through this reading, this business that you want to start up, the ending of something, the beginning of something. The energy is there, just tap into it. The energy is around you. It is positive. All you need to do is reach up and accept it. You've got ascension. So some of you are going to be moving on spiritually. You are going to move your vibration upwards, and in doing so, the vibration of the planet is also lifted. So although that's 2 trees, it does look like 2 hands holding something up, and somebody walking towards the steps of ascension. So a lot of you are going to be moving onwards and upwards spiritually. It's a very nice card. And then you have the source of life. So the source of life, when you're meditating, you can go and sit in the source. But the source of life generally tends to be the sunshine and the water. So if you're a water lover, if you are going on holiday near water, anything like that, make sure you take that in. Make sure you go for a walk along the beaches. Go and find a waterfall if you can, and touch base with the source. Touch base with it if you can. Even standing under the shower is touching base with the source of life. So don't get too hung up on needing to go on holiday. So then we're going to ask the fairies, and that's this deck here. And we're going to be asking the fairies for their feelings about this reading. We have one that threw out just then. So the fairies, can we have some feelings around the reading? Is that the only one? They were very tight yesterday. They were hardly throwing anything out, so we were lucky to get one straight away. 2 more shuffles. Thank you. 1, 2. Okay, so the first one that came out is let go. So for some of you, you're holding on to something that is holding you back. As you surrender the need to control, your relaxed energy rapidly attracts your desires. And what we were talking about desires earlier, weren't we, going for it, and the Lover's card. So it also says the debt is paid off in full. So it says the old weight and habit of debt is lifted from you and your life. So I don't know if this business venture has caused happy families and money to pass out through your hands, and it's left you with debt, but the debt that has been left behind, either financially, physically, mentally or emotionally, is going to be paid in full. Then you have love life. So we've had the Lovers and love life. So the Lovers say, this is the basis of your question involves your romantic life, which is now changing for the better. So as August goes through, it does look like things are going to change for you. And the last card that the fairies have a feeling about is emotional healing. Now, I was getting this all the way through that some of you were going through a turmoil and emotional healing was going to be what the outcome was. But I'm glad the card came up to confirm that, because it says, as your heart heals of old emotional pain, you receive new blessings and love. So if this is a relationship breakup, if you've gone through it and you're just wondering what the hell is next, you have a new beginning, a wonderful new beginning. And the fairies are telling you about emotional healing. So that's what's next. So we're going to ask the Blessed Bee cards, these ones, for a blessing for the collective. Another blessing for the collective, please, for the month of August 2019. A blessing for the collective. See if there's any more. 2 more shuffles. Let's have that one as well. Okay. So the first one that came out, a blessing for all of you, is a blessing on the children. Now, if you are going through a breakup, very often the children kind of like don't get listened to, or the children kind of like get left in the dark about a lot of things. So this card is telling you that there is a blessing for the children involved. And then we have got, for you, all of you, a blessing from the ancestors. Now, your ancestors can be anybody from Uncle Bob right up to great, 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 great granny and granddad, to distant relatives. It can be anybody. But when they send you a blessing card like this, they are telling you that you are continuing a pathway that they started to carve for you many moons ago, and they are happy to be walking beside you while you're going through the difficult times down this pathway. So that's their blessing. So now I'm going to go to my new deck, which is the Dreams of Gaia, and I will have to refer to the book because I don't know it that well. So I'm going to ask Gaia, has she got any dreams for the collective for August 2019, please? Have some dreams for, thank you, for the collective. Okay, so we have the Queen of Water, youth, and I don't do Roman numerals, but I'm presuming that is a number 8 of air. So let's start with the Queen of Water. So the Queen of Water loving, compassionate, empathetic, sensitive, vulnerable, romantic, intuitive, emotional, honesty. Where is she gone? She's very pretty. She has a crab at the bottom of her, and she has lots of seashells, and she has the all-knowing eye above her. There's turtle. I love turtles. I swam with turtles, so they're one of my favourite creatures. And if you look at the eye, it's in the triple moon of the goddess. So what this is telling you is the Queen of Water symbolises a gentle, empathetic soul who possesses a keen sense of intuition. Okay, she is loving and compassionate and always kind. She knows when something is wrong, when a friend is hurting or is in need of comfort or counsel. She is naturally in tune with her emotions and the emotions of those around her. It is a natural connection and gentleness that draws people to her. So when this is in your reading, it says she signifies very affirming and positive energy, for she is the optimum of love in all its forms. Take heart and know bright days are ahead. So that is just confirming what a load of the others have just said. All the love cards, the love life, all of those cards have just been summed up in this one card. So we've got the youth. Let's go and find the youth. These are so very different from using a normal tarot. I could normally pick up very quickly tarot cards and their meanings, but these are not only beautifully, the artistic talent behind the cards are pretty phenomenal, but the meanings as well are pretty deep. So, sweet-faced and beguiling, the youth has left the security of home and hearth without a backward glance. He is alone, but confident in his knowledge that he has a loving, supportive family will be there if he needs them. So it says, the youth seeks freedom to find his own answers. Tradition be damned. Life is too short to follow another's footsteps and do things their way. The youth will do things his way without a thought of consequences. His concern is today, tomorrow can take care of itself. So it says, if it's present, you are bored with the routine of life. You are going to stare out of the window dreaming of something different. Change and new direction. Do you express this need for change only to be met with platitudes, told that if you focus on loving and appreciate what you already have, that you will be happy? Or are you reminded of what you might lose, and if you make a radical change to your life? Choose to defy convention or rebel against tradition. When you voice your need to do something more with your life, do people around you suddenly question their own importance, as if it should be held in higher regard than your own dreams and ambitions? It goes on to say, you have dreamed long enough. Now is time to act, even if it means leaving behind all that is safe and familiar. So he is saying it's okay to move on. It's okay to have those dreams and want to fulfill them. Okay. So the last one is air. I do know that because it's an angel. I'll show you the picture in a minute. And he is, I believe, 5, 6, 7, 8. He is number 8. Whoopee, I'm getting used to the Roman numerals in this deck. So he is of air. He's an angel. I've not pulled this one before. So let's have a read and see what he says. He says, we are creatures driven by our ego. Our ego is in part our identity, the centre of our consciousness. It is driven by our instincts and base desires, and constrained by culture and society. It can have us feeling different and certain, or it can have us feeling uncertain and afraid. It can also employ one of several defence mechanisms to shield us from uncomfortable truths or reality that when we are not willing or ready to accept, so many of us are afraid of the truth. We can be so afraid of the truth that our ego will work hand in hand with our primal instincts to do what it can to protect us. If our ego is wounded, or we have been taught to fear, the defence mechanisms employed may be detrimental to our good health, well-being and to our relationships with others. Our need to feel safe, to feel good, to be right, to be better, to be needed and to be loved can result in evidence at hand, reality being distorted and shaped to fit our perceptions. So that's what he is about. And what bit am I looking for? Okay, so this is the bit we're looking for. It says, take this opportunity to take charge of your life, embrace your personal power. By learning the mistakes that you grow in wisdom and awareness. Be humble and accept the truth that your ego is not always honest and that you are not always right. Your ego might have your best interests at heart, but it will offer self-justification in order to make you feel good about your behaviour, in order to protect you from the harsher truth that your actions may have been misguided or harmful. The path to the enlightenment is made up of mistakes and the lesson learned from along the way. Wisdom is earned, not bestowed. So basically, this is going back to those doves of spirituality, and those of you that are moving up into ascension, it's saying that we need to leave our egos behind. And it's also telling us that our own egos can have a detrimental effect upon the people around us, especially if we're trying to force our views, our dreams and our will onto somebody else. So my lovelies, that's your reading for August. I do hope this recording comes out okay. I will be checking it before I post it, and as I say, it's on my phone, so I've never used my phone for this before. So have a fabulous August, have a fabulous last month of the summer, and I will see you again for September. I will be doing a weekly reading as from today, and I also will be doing an August baby reading as well. So if you were born in August, we will be doing that reading a bit later on. Blessed be everybody.